All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and welcome to another episode of the Mount Airy Business Leadership Interview Series. My name is Donna Marie Needle. I'm a real estate agent with Northrop Realty, and I'm here today with David Reagle and Kevin Murphy. David and Kevin are both owners and insurance agents with Browning Reagle Insurance Agency, which is located right in the heart of historic downtown Mount Airy at 117 South Main Street. I have known Kevin and David for well over a decade, and I've really been looking forward to this interview to be able to showcase this incredible business and these very generous owners who are so involved and give back so much to our community. Thank you, David and Kevin, for joining me.
Thank you. Yes.
So we're just going to go ahead and get started. And my first question for you guys is describe your business, what you do, and who you serve.
Well, we are we're a retail insurance agency, and we grew up serving the Mount Airy community, but of course we've expanded since then. We're actually licensed in 9 states. Mr. Browning, who started selling insurance from his store back in 1956. He started with Airy Insurance, and that has been our mainstay carrier over the years. We proudly serve the homeowners, the drivers, and the business owners of Mount Airy and all the surrounding areas as well.
Awesome. I didn't realize that you were licensed in 9 states. That's really cool. So you hinted to a little bit of history there, but can you tell us a little bit more history of Browning Reagle and what prompted you both to continue the legacy of Browning Reagle, or Browning Insurance, I guess, as it once was called?
So I was an Airy Insurance home office employee starting in 1982. So after I graduated from college, they transferred me to Maryland, and I ended up living in South Carroll. So I became a Mount Airy person well before I became an insurance agent. And one of the agencies that I called upon was the Browning Insurance Agency. And we had become friends over the years, Bob Browning and I. And Kevin and I had become friends too, as Airy Insurance employees. We had the same job in different territories with Airy. So then when Bob was ready to move on, he asked me if I would be willing to leave the company and take over for him as an agent. And eventually he convinced me to do it. It's a big risk to have a small business, but I'm glad I did. And then I invited Kevin to come in and join me. I've always thought Kevin had an outstanding personality and wonderful sales attitude, and is amongst one of the best persons I've ever met. So I'm happy to work with him. And we're glad to carry on the Browning legacy. The roots run very deep here in Mount Airy. Mr. Browning started the store, which is the painting of which is behind me. I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah.
Old store, which was founded here in 1933 by Bob's grandfather. And we've had a Browning presence ever since. So we're happy to carry on that legacy.
In
That's
fact,
awesome.
in fact, Mr. Browning's daughter, Ruth Ann Benson, continues to work for us today and is one of the great staff people that we have, Donna Marie. And I remember distinctly shortly after I started meeting a longtime policyholder who came in and introduced themselves. And they said, "We bought our insurance from Bobby's dad." And what they were saying is they've been around since the 50s and 60s. They were politely letting me know that they were long-term customers.
Mm-hmm.
And we value that legacy of being able to carry on the Browning name And as I said, legacy of outstanding customer care. And that's because we have a great staff. I'm grateful to Dave for giving me that opportunity 17 years ago this month. And, it's just kind of ingrained in Dave and I as Erie employees. Their slogan is to be above all in service. And we carry that on to the agency level, even though we're independent of any company.
That's wonderful. 17 years, huh? Congratulations.
Thank you. Dave's got me beat by a couple, but
Yeah. Well, you both have amazing personalities, so I can see why you were drawn to each other. So tell me what you have loved most about being in downtown Mount Airy.
Well, for me, I really appreciate and try to participate in just about every event that's possible. We either we sponsor or we participate actively in setting up a booth or volunteering in some way to do something to promote downtown. And I see it as an opportunity, but I also see it as an obligation. Is that we are downtown at the behest of our customers and our community. So I understand that if people don't participate, then the event won't work. So we take that very seriously, that we make every effort to support all of the events that occur downtown. So I just love the community. I love being a part of it. And, for me, it's home. So.
That's really awesome.
it's the activity. When we do participate, no shame in self-promotion. We've got Browning Reagle logos everywhere when we do, but we rarely count on that event bringing us new business. It's mostly to shake hands with the people who have made this town so great over the years. They know Dave and I as they knew the Browning family, and it's just a blast. The Santa Parade is so great to be back this last holiday season. And we had our annual float in there, and gosh, I got my grandkids in it, and Dave and the staff are walking through and hollering, and it's just a great time, no matter what the event, to participate, because Mount Airy still has that small town feel.
It does. It really does. And I don't think that it's ever going to go away. It's always something that we always want to preserve. And I love what you said, David, about it being like an obligation, because, it's like almost that you're obligated as a downtown business to participate with all of the things that the Main Street organization provides, not only for our residents, but it's for the businesses. It's for them to not necessarily maybe get a customer that minute, but also to maybe down the road that could be a benefit for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole community, really. When we set up shop at an event, but put a little table outside, we run into all kinds of customers that we've met, and all kinds of customers of other insurance agencies and everything. And it's just nice to participate and talk to people and keep your finger on the pulse of the community. So that's our goal.
Perfect. So what are some odd requests you've had for clients over the years? From clients, I should say.
Well, we have privacy, but there have been some odd requests, odd claims, odd situations where people will use, I guess, different opportunities to use their insurance in ways that was never really intended. Yeah. there have been some strange ones.
And sometimes as owners, the bottom line responsibility comes with us to explain that to our customers. That's not really what your insurance policy was intended to do. And often we get, why not? But a big part of what we do, Donna Marie, too, at point of sale, and in fact, obviously, is to educate folks as to what their policies really can do for them when they have a need. But you know, nobody is an insurance geek like Dave Reagle and Kevin Murphy. So they don't, except maybe our staff. And so nobody goes home and memorizes that unless they have a terrible need to fall asleep. And then they read their insurance policies. That's just human nature. And then the service we provide with our staff is to explain it. Maybe at point of sale, maybe while they're trying to determine whether they want to make a claim, or as Dave mentioned, when we have to deliver the news that, you know, that's not a covered peril. That's not something we're going to be able to help you with in this particular case. But it's all part of service in the long run.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So, what does the future hold for you guys? Are you thinking you're still going to be around in 5-10 years, or are you looking towards retirement, or what's your future look like?
I mean, the insurance business it evolves, and you know, who knows about the future of a Main Street type insurance agency, as it seems like the youngest generation gravitates to online options, and we're very, very competitive with the online option for sure. But you know, you also get an agent who's looking out for you at the same time. But by the same token, you know, we're working through ways to embrace that culture by increasing our online offerings and creating other opportunities for people to communicate with us. Also, other opportunities to us to communicate with them through the different social media outlets, through electronic forms and such. So I expect there to be an evolutionary changes to our business, as well as, you know, other businesses who have models like us with the Main Street type insurance agency. But I will say that I feel pretty privileged to have a brick and mortar type of insurance agency, and we're going to continue to ride that out as long as the town will let us, the community will let us. So, yeah.
Amen.
Absolutely. I mean, you're right in that this generation, you know, you have to do all the things that they do. You have to be on Instagram, you have to be on Facebook, you have to be able to know where to find them and how to attract them to your business. With it just, you know, giving them the options of online as well as your brick and mortar. But of course, brick and mortar has so much more to offer, face to face, belly to belly, right?
That's kind of our target market is, you know, I would love to meet with every customer face to face, but I just know that's not realistic. But the opportunity is there, that, you know, we're here every day. Even through COVID, we've always had at least one person working here. You know, now we're up to 5 people in the office every day, and the rest of us are at home working remotely, and it's been working. So yeah.
That's awesome.
The one thing that I would say about our industry, Donna Marie, like so many others, is change is the consistent thing. Whether it is staffing, whether it is COVID, whether it is products, rolled out and improved and enhanced by our carriers, you're never at a loss for learning something new and dealing with changes in the marketplace, as Dave said, to best serve our customers.
Absolutely. You're right. Every industry is, especially in the past couple of years, had to adjust and pivot and get uncomfortable and get readjusted. And then technology, I mean, just this Zoom. I mean, we didn't know about anything about Zoom until 2 years ago, and here it is, and here we are. So,
I guess the difference is that, I guess it was about a year ago, I was sitting at a campfire in my neighborhood with some friends, and I got a text from a business owner and said, my restaurant's on fire. And I said, oh, I'll be right there. So I jumped in the car, went down there, sure enough. So I sat with him. We worked, while the fire department was there, cleaned it all out. I arranged for the board up of the store, and I was the last one to leave that night. So, you don't really get that from an app. So I helped shuttle him through the entire process from beginning to end, and eventually the rebuilding. So, that's what we do. And that's kind of like why working with a person is important.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. You don't get that personal touch with an app for sure. And you also, get to employ people and have another family, your work family. So I know that you're very much in tune with your staff, and you praise them and give them lots of accolades. So how do you manage to motivate your staff and keep them loyal?
Well, we've been pretty blessed with staff that does stick with us for a long time, and we're quite happy about that. We celebrate when people do well. We have this little wheel here in the conference room where we keep our. If somebody does something particularly good, we'll
spin the wheel.
Take a spin at the wheel.
Yeah, right.
They'll win a gift card to a downtown business, which they can use. And so just little fun things like that. We'll keep people engaged in trying to keep doing things that align with our mission. So, yeah.
And yeah, that's wonderful that you have gift cards to local businesses. So you're giving back and staying local in the community, which I know is really important, especially I think here in Mount Airy, because we don't always get the foot traffic that we want. And, we really want to try to stay local as much as we can.
Yeah. A long, cold winter sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that about wraps up our interview today. Dave and Kevin, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great to talk to you and learn all about. I know that we had an interview a long time ago, like, I don't know, 12 years ago or something, when I was writing for an online magazine back then. And but it's always good to get refreshed on, the history and everything that goes with it. Did you want to take this opportunity to let the audience know how to get in touch with you?
Sure. We are on Main Street, and so we're right in the middle of Main Street at Park and Main, and we're open every day from 9 to 5. Our telephone number is 301-829-1200. Easy to remember. And the email address is info@browninginsurance.com. I'll give you that one because sometimes spelling Reagle is not apparent. So it's info@browninginsurance.com, and that's also available. You can also go to our website, which is www.browninginsurance.com. And you can, if you'd like to do a quote or get a certificate, you can do all that right from there.
Terrific. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. That concludes our interview today. Thank you to our audience for tuning in, and be sure to visit Dave and Kevin at Browning Reagle Insurance Agency to see how they can help you with all of your insurance needs. They're an amazing asset to our community and our downtown.
Thanks, Donna Marie.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
If you or someone you know has a business and would like to be featured, reach out to me today. Once again, I'm Donna Marie Needle, real estate agent with Northrop Realty, and you can reach me directly at 301-466-3086 or donnmarieneedle@northroprealty.com. We can always find me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And that's all for now. We'll see you next time.